Black history is American history.
Building, mental health into that is really important, like essential. It's a game changer.
They deserve to know the history of the city.
Why am I asking still for justice and equality for my grandchildren?
Welcome to Honoring Black History. Over the next half hour, we will be showcasing pieces of West Michigan history, sharing stories that celebrate culture and that illuminate systemic issues.
We're also shining a spotlight on some figures in the community that are making an impact today.
But first, we take a look back. Over 60 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial in front of hundreds of thousands of people who traveled to attend the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom.
Among the thousands of people in attendance was Harold Bragg, a retired Coloma High School history teacher who's watched the history he's taught in the classroom play out before his eyes.
I sat down with Bragg to talk about his time in Washington and the history he's witnessed through the decades.
You had to be there. That was so wonderful.
When remembering the day Harold Bragg walked with thousands of Americans in the 1963
One of those experiences, if you could put it in a bottle and give it away, it would transform us.
Mr. Bragg was born in the late 30s in by age 3. He says he grew up in the projects.
It was public projects, apartments, but even they were segregated.
Contrary to what Bragg says was the deprived, directionless stereotype for black families at the time, he was raised with an abundance of love by a strong, mixed community.
It was an example of the village raising somebody. When my parents bought our house in the same area, when I was 10 years old, I think there are about 80 houses on my street. 60 went up for sale when we bought the house.
Another moment when he moved to Coloma in the 80s.
When I moved here, I was just by myself. I doubled the black population in Coloma.
Discrimination literally knocking on his front steps during his run for city commission.
I didn't lose. I was skunked. I didn't even have everybody on this street to vote for me. And I know that was because I had the wrong color.
But even through all that, he always remembered one thing.
My father's mantra was always in me. Always return hatred with love.
This is why when describing a memory too profound for words, he became overwhelmed with emotion.
When we were singing Black and White together, we didn't think of ourselves as black or white, old or young, Latino, Asian American, Native American. We were just Americans. I'm sorry.
A stark contrast to what Bragg says he sees today. You take time.
It's so different than the bitterness and division that's sown in our country now. There has been growth, but sometimes it seems like we take 3 steps forward, 2 back, 4 steps forward, and 10 back.
As a retired history teacher himself, Bragg believes it's important this history is not only shared.
We have to know what has been done for this generation, and we need to work so that next generation won't have to deal with the same issues.
But that the weight of it is also understood.
And I think about my father and my mother and what they worked for and what they sacrificed for, and my grandmother over there. And we can't just sit back.
especially in a time where he believes the fight is far from finished.
Why am I asking still for justice and equality for my grandchildren? Why? All of what we have in our history, do we still need to ask?
The memories of a day from over 60 years ago, giving him the fuel to keep running today.
It was beautiful to see people from various cultures, ethnic groups, racial groups, age groups, come together in harmony with one spirit, the spirit of diversity and unity and inclusion and equality. That was it.
The Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives is officially open at its new location with a brand new exhibit to honor the century's worth of stories about Black history.
It's called Nobody Knows. News 8's Adriana Doria got a look at the exhibit as it was being finished and shares the story behind its name.
There are so many stories to tell about Black History Month across the country, but specifically also right here in West Michigan, and that's the point of this new exhibit. It's called Nobody Knows, to tell those untold stories and those nuggets of information that people in this community may not know.
We started with the proclamation that Gerald R. Ford did 50 years ago, encouraging Americans to celebrate Black History Month.
Inside the walls of this space at the Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives is decades and centuries worth of history. But many of us don't know about it.
Black history is American history, and the stories that we tell are part of the same history that you should see in any museum. We want people to come away saying to themselves, now we know. Now we know. Interesting way that he did them, a little more contemporary.
Stories that George Byard, the museum's executive director, says are often being erased and forgotten from our history.
We want to be able to bring back all of those things that are erased or distorted or misled people, and let them know, no, this is what really happened. And we can do that through artwork. We can do it through photographs. We can do it through exhibits.
Every piece handpicked from the thousands that the museum has collected over the years. Each one was intentional. And the setup of the exhibit takes people through the progression of the movement from the late 1970s, starting with Ford's proclamation of Black History Month in February, to contemporary art representing present day.
This kind of still keeps going. You know, we're going from Africa to slavery time. Newspaper from the 1700s. It's one of our older pieces, and it again talks about slavery as a Negro woman for sale.
The exhibit marks the opening of the museum in this new space off Sheldon Avenue that has been a decade in the making. Now museum leaders have about 15 times the space they originally had to continue their mission.
We look at ourselves as the African American Museum on the western side of the state, and so for us, it's the continuation of these stories.
The museum's name also a homage to the person in your family who usually holds the stories and the legacy, Grandma.
I think this is the turn of the century. I want to say 1900. My uncle, or great-granduncle, I guess he was a furniture maker in Philadelphia, and this is a picture of their graduating class.
Stories of hardship, segregation, political uprising, to trailblazers and triumphs of a movement, and each piece representing a different moment in time.
All of these stories are wonderful for us because they help tell a wider view of African American history.
This exhibit is open to grandma members as well as just members of the community interested in coming out to learn a little bit about Black History Month. It'll be available all throughout the month of February and beyond. In Grand Rapids, I'm Adriana Doria, News 8.
A new documentary exploring racism in Grand Rapids will introduce you to the man behind the movie and the message he hopes viewers take away.
A documentary about racism in Grand Rapids, it's on its way to the big screen after a little over 7 years in the works. I spoke with one of the film directors about their journey to the silver screen and the meaning behind the film. What started as a grad school dissertation paper turned book is now getting ready to hit the screen.
Our mayor, Mayor Rosalind Bliss, named it the Book of the Year in 2017.
A City Within a City was written by Dr. Todd Robinson in 2013. After winning that title 5 years later, the book gained traction throughout West Michigan, shining a light on racism in Grand Rapids throughout the decades.
For a person that grew up here, we always felt this I call it a force field, right? People might say this glass ceiling that we can't rise above, this invisible wall that we can't break through, that's keeping people from achieving, black people in particular. We never had a name for it, though. We didn't know what to call it. And the book came along, and he labeled it managerial racism. And he broke down the system of managerial racism for us and showed us how it worked. And it took the veil off.
Powerful themes that are represented in the book were piquing the interest of communities in the area. There was just one problem.
Young kids are never going to read this book. This is a pretty tough read.
A problem Victor Williams and his team started working to fix roughly 7 years ago.
We've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of excitement.
To reach not only the youth, but to educate a broader community.
There's a lot, you know. It happens all the time, too. And people don't even know that that's what's happening to them, that they're dealing with managerial racism.
The film addresses themes like managerial racism.
We have systemic racism, which operates at a 30,000-foot view, right? We can't necessarily touch it. We can't see it. Managerial racism is me and you sitting right here, one-on-one, in person.
While also acknowledging their erasure of black history and culture within the city.
Hey, man, you come through Kent County Airport and there's no signs of life. There's no signs of culture. All you see is business. You would never know that there was an Al Green here, a Marvin Sapp, a Negro League, the first Negro League baseball team.
Williams says in a time where he's continuing to see history go down the drain, it's more imperative than ever to pour into the youth.
There's so many rich and incredible stories beyond those people. Black history, we're sitting here in Black History Month right now in Grand Rapids, and our children are being robbed of their own history, the history that took place right outside this door.
Walking in the powerful quote from Maya Angelou, you can't really know where you're going if you don't know where you've been.
I think about some of the stories and how they would have impacted me as a 14, 15-year-old kid. It would have changed the trajectory of my life if I had known some of these stories. In the same manner, I want them to have access to these stories. These stories are their riches. It's their inheritance. They deserve to know the history of the black community in their city.
After input from the community, there is still one more piece to the puzzle.
We're including everybody to help create a platform for those artists who haven't broke through yet.
A call to action for artists in the area to help with the film's soundtrack.
So if you're an artist in Grand Rapids, if you sing, you rap, if you can just write and you don't necessarily have a beautiful voice at all, we want to hear from you. This film is owned by the community. It's our stories.
Barbershops offering people a place to open up about their mental health, why advocates say it's important to address, especially for the black community. Salons and barbershops are where people go for a fresh cut. This Black History Month, News 8's Nicole Tam explains why these places are also where impactful conversations happen.
In the salon chair, Dave Davis, the therapist, gets a break from his day job.
Being able to sort of take a breath and be yourself in the barbershop, it allows people to let their guards down.
It's true. Barbershops have become a place where people can comb through what's on their mind. Health promotion at the salon is a topic that researchers have studied over the years, especially its positive effect for the Black community.
You know, we came up with the idea that we should do this we should have a more formal conversation in a barbershop.
Every year during Mental Health Awareness Month, a group of men gather at Premium Drip in Muskegon for barbershop talk, a time to sit back, relax, and shave off stress.
Building, mental health into that is really important, like essential. It's a game changer, honestly.
These conversations happen at salons across West Michigan. In this case, an auditorium in Kalamazoo.
So tell me, first of all, gentlemen, Afro fades and razor blades, what does that say to you?
That's the name of the presentation, a discussion led by Edward Hill with Voorhees University.
If you don't mind, can I ask you a question? When's the last time you had your prostate exam?
A big question to answer in front of a crowd, but when it's just a few guys trying to get their hair done, simple interactions that can make a big difference.
The recipe for success is in the value of everyone telling their story and adding to the context and making it the perfect soup.
Hill's event is part of Bronson Methodist Hospital's Black History Month celebrations.
We want to build a trusting relationship with the community, and I think that interaction is critical, and I think we can learn from them.
Learning through laughter in a place where tools sharpens looks. To build healthier communities through conversation. Nicole Tam, News 8.
Inside the oldest mall in West Michigan, there is a hidden gem. Well, 3 to be exact. And they're all owned by one man, DeMarcus Beatty. Beatty started his journey at an early age and now runs 3 businesses: his barbershop, his jewelry store, and restaurant. Designer's Dugout, Designer's Diamond, and Simply Delicious Snacks by Adina. While Beatty has been lining up diamonds almost as long as he's been lining up edges, the jewelry store itself is newer, only around for about 4 years. He said he and his team will continue making works of art representing not only his passion for creativity, but his heritage as well.
The Egyptians, it goes way back. And it's something for, it's the way we can express our culture. We give you that chance to express your imagination through jewelry.
Designer's Diamonds has already had some big wins, creating custom chains for several big-name celebrities like Snoop Dogg and rapper Wiz Khalifa.
A Kalamazoo hip-hop artist helping students find their voice, how she's mentoring youth and inspiring the next generation. A Kalamazoo hip-hop artist is using her experience in education and music to help students find their voice.
News 8's Josh Sanchez shows us how the voice can be found, not just in the music.
This is our construction class.
Along Drake Road, a church opens the door to students and careers in electrical work, drone technology, nail tech, and more.
We'll actually be doing a mural and working with youth to...
Dr. Candace Lavender helps with the programming at New Connections of Kalamazoo as an education consultant.
You can't be around young people and not know that you're going to learn something every day.
Because I was practicing before I even started.
It's a mission for helping students that grew nearly hand in hand with her passion with hip-hop, inspired by her brother.
It's like the music allowed me to express things that I was carrying. It was a channel that I could express pain, and it came out in beauty.
Music turned into writing workshops, which led to seeing firsthand a literacy gap in the area.
Youth at NCK remodeled, they painted.
Since then, Lavender, or as she's known to many as Dr. K or DC, has been involved with multiple education endeavors from Read and Write Kalamazoo to New Connections. It's here where she says she helps young people find their voice, not just through music.
Voice is whatever the language that youth are holding in, that they don't feel they can express.
The after-school program exposes 8th grade to 12th grade students to a mix of trade careers, often giving back to the church community that makes the learning possible.
But I think there's also time and space for us to pause as adults, slow down, and just receive the wisdom that they come with, that they have, or just to see what has stuck to them that we've poured into.
It's a pathway Dr. K is proud to showcase. In Kalamazoo, Josh Sanchez, News 8.
That's all for us tonight. Thank you for joining us to honor Black history.
Have a great night.